maybe has to take it, because I'm thinking I'm threatening his g5 rook, and that seems like a pretty serious threat.
So I think we got to keep these on the board, but this is... Oh, my rook's hanging. That's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal. What's up, guys? What's the difference between 2200 and 1400? Today I'm playing against Phambu, and he's recording at the same time that I'm recording. You're going to get to see back to back what our thought processes are, and hopefully this is a learning experience. Thanks for all the good feedback. If you have any suggestions on how we can improve this series, make sure to let me know. But a big thank you to Phambu for playing me, and he's going for the Caro-Kann.
So today we are up against National Master. We are up against Chess Vibes. Super cool, but I'm going to try to keep my cool. I'm going to play my Caro-Kann, and this is just unrated, obviously, because he's going to destroy me. But we're going to see how long we can hold out. Okay, so just going for my normal stuff. And I have a feeling that he's going to try something interesting on me. Going to try some traps, going to try some tricks. I'm not sure. But I'm going to try to hold out for as long as I can.
So I have a little kind of tricky line that I like to play. We'll see if he knows it and if he's seen it and how he's going to respond. But I'm going to continue with the usual bishop c4 after the capture here. So this is one of the lines that I teach in my course that I'm pretty familiar with. So we're going to see what he's going to do.
What is he doing? I've never seen this before, because usually it's takes here. So I'm already out of my comfort zone a little bit, but I'm not going to freak out. I think I can probably still protect this pawn, because he's not threatening any king. Okay, my biggest fear is is bishop takes f6. So for that reason, I might want to just defend from that. But I see nothing wrong with going like this first. I see nothing wrong with that.
But basically, you put the bishop on the aggressive diagonal, you follow up with f3, castle quickly, and you have the rook and the bishop lined up, and it's a very aggressive start to the game, and I have a lot of fun with it. Get a lot of wins, even at the higher levels, actually. So typical move here would be knight f6. Bishop f5 is also just a different order. Usually both of these pieces go here anyway, so I'm going to play f3. Don't really have to think too much just yet because, like I said, this is an opening that I'm pretty familiar with. So captures, we're going to recapture with the knight.
He's trying to break apart my center a little bit. I don't think I want to take because that seems to open up his lines a bit too much. If anything, I probably want to give back the pawn, or I can play knight f6. So that's what I'm thinking. I could also probably take, but that helps him develop. And I feel like once he gets the ball rolling, it's going to be very hard to stop. Also, he'll probably take with the queen, and then after I play e6 to defend it, he'll kick me out. Yeah, I'm not going to take that pawn. Yeah, there's zero chance I take that pawn.
Some people decide to just not accept the free pawn, and they don't let you open up the f-file. They just push this forward, which is an option. And then you just recapture, and the game goes on, obviously. So we'll see if he's going to do that or if he's going to accept the gambit. You could also play knight f6 here is another line. So really, these are kind of the three moves that I would expect to see here. He does go for knight f6. Okay, and I believe this is not a line that's played too often, but I think takes, and we go queen f3, and there are some tricky tactics with the bishop sacrifice. Yeah, that should be the line. So I was just trying to remember, and I think that's it. So we'll go ahead and recapture here. I'm
not trying to get blown off the board. But again, I am kind of awestruck because I watch his channel so much, so I'm very excited to be able to play. What do I want to recapture with? Or do I even want to recapture? I think I have to recapture. I can't give him the super strong center for free. If I recapture with this, then he can go queen there, and that is a little bit scary, but I can just play e6, and I think I'm fine. Yeah, I think I'm fine after this. My biggest worry is him sacking the bishop and then coming in with check. But he can't do that right now, because if he sacks the bishop, I take, and then he comes in with check, and I just block with my bishop. But I'm going to play e6 as soon as I can to avoid any semblance of a chance that that happens.
Knight takes, pretty much the only move. I mean, I guess you could retreat, but then I just have this huge center. And if you take with the bishop, then you're just giving up the bishop here for no reason. So really you have to play knight takes e4 here. And we're going to go queen f3 in that situation. Queen f3, the first thing you might notice is that we leave this pawn undefended. It's not a big deal because if it tries to take the pawn, I would sacrifice here with check, lure the king out, get a piece, and potentially be threatening another one, and he'd have to block, and it's just not a good position. So that's not an issue. And there are some tactics here that black has to be very careful about. For example, I believe if you take here with the knight, that's a mistake because you can actually sacrifice, then come in with check, force the king back to e8, and then recapture the knight. And I'm just in a great position. So I believe the move here for black is knight to d6. This is like the only move, I think, because your knight's under attack. So, and your bishop. You either have to go for this, which is not a good line. If you try to save the bishop, you lose the knight. And so that's why knight to d6 is really the only move for black. So we'll see if Phambu can find that, or if he's maybe studied this and knows that that's the move. But knight to d6 is what you have to play here.
Okay, he plays the move I expected. Obviously, we aren't going to move this because that just gives way to everything he wanted to do. But I'm now actually realizing that I messed up royally because I can't take here. I mean, I could, but I don't really want to. I can't play e6 because that would actually hang a piece now that I look at it a bit closer. I could play knight d6, and that looks best because then I'm attacking his bishop. I can still play e6, and I'm defending my bishop. So I think that that's the move. Obviously, I have to do something. I don't want to trade here because that gives him a massive attack. So yeah, with all that said, I am going to play this. Okay. You know, there's a mentality difference than my normal games here because I know I'm going to lose this game. The only question is how long can I last? And I need to make my position rock solid to last any more than I think like 15 moves. So that's what's going on in my mind.
Okay, and he does play the best move. So, so far, he's off to a great start. I think, I'm trying to remember, I'm pretty sure this is the moment where I sacrifice here. The idea is if the knight takes, then I'm going to grab the bishop. And if the king takes, you walk into a pin, and I follow it up with g4, and it gets pretty crazy. I'm trying to think if there's any other moves, like retreating, but I don't think that's as good for me. Because I've already sacked the pawn. Yeah, I'm going to go forward. This is what I remember. So, really, you could play either one. I think king takes is better for black and allow this. And then that's about where I start to forget what the rest of the line is. So we'll see what happens from here.
I'm up a pawn, but I'm down in development. He has 3 pieces developed to my 2, and he has the stronger center because he was able to push d4. I only have c6, and soon I'll have e6. But I'm actually feeling pretty decent about this. If he plays g4... Oh no. Oh no. This is what I was talking about being afraid of. I mean, I have to take it. I don't have another option. I mean, I could move it, but that looks stupid. I think I have to take, obviously. But what's his plan? What's his plan? Because my bishop is defended. I mean, I guess I'll attack it with g4. I thought I was being so solid, but I guess I wasn't being solid enough.
It does lead to some pretty interesting positions because both of our kings kind of are a little bit exposed. Yeah, he's playing the best moves, I think, so far. So let's see. G4, I think, is the only move that makes sense. I just sacked a piece, so I have to get it back. There's no other way to do that, so no reason to even think about anything else. Let's play G4.
Now, he's going to win back that bishop. How do I make him win it back with the least possible counterattack? Okay, I'm very scared right now. What do I do to lose it back with grace, is how I'll say it. I can play e6, and that looks tempting, because then takes. I can still build up with g6, I can still defend, and I can't attack his queen for obvious reasons. I'm under the pin. My knights don't really have anywhere nice to go. I'm thinking e6 is probably the move here, because it develops, it is going to make it so he can't recapture with the queen, and that's basically what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to lose in the next few moves, though. Wow, I did not last very long.
And the reason I say both of our kings are kind of weak is because this diagonal right here. And sometimes the black queen can come over here, and it's pretty annoying for my king as well as black's king. So you get these pretty interesting positions, which is one of the reasons why I like this line. It leads to some exciting games. Yeah, I think e6 is one of the good moves as well, because like I said, I kind of remember this queen coming here. I don't think I can get away with bishop f4, because then you run into the check, and even if I block, he's going to take the pawn. And I don't think I have a good move in that position. So I don't think I can get away with bishop f4. Do I have to just take that now? I mean, I could play h4 to stop the queen. I don't know if that's worth it, right? Because in an opening like this, playing a move that doesn't develop a piece seems like you can't get away with that. But I do really like the fact that it stops queen h4, because I know, like I said, this is one of black's major threats. Actually, there's knight h3, and on here you can go knight f2 and defend. That's an interesting approach, and I vaguely remember maybe that's a move. Should I try that and get ready to potentially castle? That's not a bad idea. Also threatens things like this. And okay, I think I kind of like the look of that, actually. Let me go with knight h3.
You know, it's funny. I was looking at bishop takes f7 so long ago. I probably should have given up the material advantage and been solid by playing e6 earlier, but I guess I was a little bit afraid of that. And you know what? He's probably not even going to take my bishop this move, because there's no reason for him to do that. If I had to guess, I think he's going to bring his other bishop into it with a move like e3, or bring his knight in. I'm not sure what he's going to do, but I know I'm not going to be happy about it. In fact, I think that knight h3 is probably a strong move here for him, because then if I ever want to play g6, he has so many places for his knight to land. I think I'm busted here. But I'm not sure what I fully expected. I should have taken more time. You know, when you're playing against somebody who you look up to and who you know is much, much, much better than you, the mentality is definitely a factor. But I think that if pawn takes now, I definitely recapture with my pawn, because his king is in the center too. Let's not forget that. This game actually isn't over. I mean, it's over because I'm playing against a national master. See, I called it. I called knight h3. I called it. You know, at this point, I'm probably going to want to play bishop e6 or something, or I just want to move my king out of the way. Oh, on the other hand, I might also want to play h6, but then he can break really easily. But he wouldn't do that, because then he wouldn't get his bishop back. I think I want to play h6 and then trade. Oh gosh, no, I'm just fully lost. Yeah, because now I definitely can't play g5, because that would weaken my position way too much on the dark squares. So I think that bishop e6 is the play here, just because it kind of claims some control back over the squares that I've weakened.
So now we can meet queen h4 with knight f2, and the pawn is safe, and I still have the pin, so I'm still getting my piece back. And now I'm ready to castle if I want. I might want to castle this way if I have time to get this guy out first, but we'll see what he's going to play here. And you can see we're only on move 10, and we're already into this very complicated, incredibly tricky position. Okay, bishop e7, so probably stops this kind of stuff. You can still go there, and also most likely wants to bring the rook over and get the king back. I have a lot of moves. I have so many moves I could play here. Of course, we could just take this. We could castle. We could play bishop e3, or bishop d2, or bishop f4, so that we can castle this way. We'd probably play knight f2. Maybe. I don't know if that's really a great idea, but I probably could do that. So what you're supposed to do is basically choose your candidate moves and work your way down the list. So that's definitely one. Castling is definitely one. I think both bishops should be one. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. Those should probably be my 4 candidate moves. Let's start with the obvious. If I capture right away, he's got two options. You take with the pawn. I think I would follow up with maybe a bishop move and castle queenside. Looks like a decent position. I do have to watch out for this fork. I just noticed that. I might want to be careful with bishop f4. So maybe I would just castle or go bishop e3 instead, or bishop d2. I'm not sure. Looks decent. I think he's going to bring the rook over. So if I don't take that, I wonder if that's going to cause me problems with the queen. Probably not. I do want to watch out for the check. So castling solves that problem. King is not super safe there. Bishop e3 and bishop d2. Bishop f4. Actually, yeah, these are the two, right? So check. We could go back with the bishop. Unleashes the rook. Gets me to castle. I feel like the sooner I get to castle, the sooner I can get this other rook over. Which seems really good. So this is, I'm leaning towards one of these moves. This one blocks my pin though, so I don't even actually know if I can play that. Because can he do something like that just to get a pawn? And well, maybe bishop e3 is the move. There is this though. Castles, takes. I can't take because I lose the pin. So that's an annoying move on bishop e3. Yeah, this is already a very difficult position. I think I'm leaning towards going ahead and grabbing the piece now. And then something like bishop e3 just to castle. On the check, I could block with the knight. And I think we're doing all right. I think. So, could be wrong here. This is, like I said, this is a super complicated position. But seems like a decent plan. So let's go ahead with that.
I'm just not developed. That's the issue. If he lets me, I'm going to try to slide my king out of the way, bring my rook into the game, bring my my knight into d7, and then maybe even break with c5 at some point. But he's not going to let me do that probably. And I think that it is a good idea of me to not move the king because he's going to win this bishop anyway. It's not going to be with check, so there's no reason to waste tempo right now. Now that I'm looking at it closer, it's probably closer to +3 or +4 because I'm realizing now that he has such natural moves, like castling queenside. Obviously, after he defends the no, never mind. He doesn't have to defend the c2 pawn because I can't attack it. So yeah, next move I want to. Okay, he does take. Whoa. Okay, what do I want to take back with? If I take back at all, which I definitely will. I think I want to do my pawns because I was talking about building my pawn structure back up. Taking out my knight, though, does... No, because then my knight's pinned too, and I'm kind of tired of being pinned this entire game. So I think that I'm going to recapture with the e-pawn, but I'm going to look at it for another second because taking with the knight definitely has its merits. It allows me to attack his d4 pawn, which isn't that easy to defend. Actually, I take it back. On second look, if I play knight takes here, then he keeps the pin and he just plays bishop e3, which both protects his pawn and also allows him to castle. And I couldn't even take here because, or I mean, take here on d4 with the knight because, again, it would be pinned. So I am going to play pawn captures. And ideally, I'd be able to play g6 at some point after I've swapped out my rook and king's position.
Okay, so far, I mean, he's playing, I think, pretty well. These are all moves that I would expect. I don't love it. I don't love castling this way. I really would like my king to be over here. I'm thinking bishop e3. If he goes here, castles, takes. Can't do that because I would take it. Rook e8. I'm down a pawn, but I do feel like I have some nice compensation. Bishop f4 versus e3. Does it matter? Bishop f4 on the check. I still have some options to defend. Don't have to worry about knight c4 anymore. Keeps my bishop. Gives me more options here. Yeah, maybe. Oh, but that's... Didn't I say g5? But hold on. I could trade. Yes, I could trade. So that's actually a pretty good square. I think we want to go to f4. Because if we take that, we start creating more opportunities to attack the king. Okay. Let's go bishop f4. Just make sure I'm not walking into this. No, because I have the in-between move. If he forks me, I would just take. Yeah, we're okay. So let's go ahead. But if he goes here and I castle and then plays g5. No, because the fork doesn't work, right? Because I take here with check and I save the knight. Okay, so I think we're good. Let's go bishop f4.
Yeah, looking twice, I might even want to play rook e8 instead of rook f8 because that's on the line of the king. And I mean, that just looks good, right? And against anybody who is rated similarly to me, I'd say maybe we start trying to push the clock a little bit now, but it's definitely not going to come to clock. It's definitely not going to come to the clock in this game. It's going to come to me blundering, and it looks like I already have, so we're going to see. However, I just realized that rook g1 is probably a strong move here. Okay, so he's trying to castle, and he's also attacking my knight. But if he takes my knight, I'm actually fine with that. I can bring my knight out here. I can go g6. G6 would make sense. But I like playing onto the open file. The only problem is he's just going to castle, so it won't actually matter. That it won't be a discovered attack or anything. But with that said, I think it's still my strongest option. So I'm going to play it. And he's probably going to castle, or he's just going to keep on attacking me. I'm not totally sure.
Okay, so obviously we don't want to leave that sit there. Could be very dangerous. He's going to try to castle by hand. Definitely don't want to walk into that. Definitely thinking we're going to castle queenside. Any reason to not do that? G5, again, we take this. Looks pretty good. I don't see a reason to not. Let's go ahead, castle queenside. And at least now I feel like my king is safe. And I feel like, okay, we can attack. Even if he gets here, we've got open files and diagonals, right? Diagonals. So the king is not really safe. I mean, yes, there's some pawns that we have to get through first, but still seems like we're pretty set up to attack over here.
One thing I just realized is that if he does take my knight, which I doubt that he will, I'm probably going to want to capture with... Actually, no, yeah, the bishop. I was thinking that the knight jumping into g5 is scary, but I realized that my queen still protects that square in that scenario. Okay, he does castle, and I don't have any tactics, right? G6 continues to be tempting. I don't have any reason to move this bishop just yet. I could attack this pawn, but it's fully defended. I don't want to push c5 when my queen is in the line of attack of that bishop. So in all likelihood, I want to play knight here. I have to keep in mind that I can't actually capture here. No, I could, because like if something moves here, then my queen isn't in check, but he has discoveries, which would win back the piece with tempo, but then I can do a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I think that I want to bring my knight into the game, just develop. And we're going to see if I can hold on to this.
And there's a move that I'm looking at now that maybe I should have considered before castling. Check, because if the king goes here, we can grab... Actually, we can't even grab the pawn. So that's why... like, and even if I could... I don't want to leave my king like in line with the discover check. So like I didn't even like think about that move because it just didn't make sense to me. Okay, so he wants to go here, I think. But my question is, what happens if I take? But is that the best that I have? Or should I be activating the rook? I mean, takes, check. He could block with the knight or he could just go back. It's okay for me. Doesn't look amazing. Actually feels like it unleashes a lot of black's pieces if I trade that. So to just get a pawn doesn't seem good enough. I think I need the rooks involved. D5 maybe is a move as well, trying to undermine this and then get the D5 square. Rook E1, rook F1. I feel like the king's going to run here, so it seems like rook G1 is a very nice move. It also gives me more control over this square. So I definitely feel like I want to play rook G1. Yep, I'm going to do it. King B1 also seems like a move that I would like to play. I just don't know if I have time to play it. Like, I'd like my king to be off of the diagonal, but this is a position where I might want to like try to attack quickly, right? Before black totally neutralizes, not neutralizes, mobilizes is the word. Mobilizes all of their forces, you know? So, not sure if I can get away with king b1, but I would like to play that just to get off of this diagonal.
And I don't want to go knight f6 because that's basically asking him to play knight g5. I'd love to be able to play or to play h6 to stop all those ideas, but the problem is that that weakens my f5 pawn way too much, I think. And I have to keep in mind that my bishop could get overloaded. In fact, right now he could play... No, he couldn't. He could play knight g5 if his king was on b1, because then he could just trade, but that would probably give me a strong bishop, and it would come with a pin on his bishop anyway right now, so that actually doesn't work as a tactic. So we're just going to see what happens. This bishop is tied down to this knight right now. I might even want to double my own pawns for the sake of bringing out my rook that hasn't been part of this game so far. And I just want to untangle my pieces. They're all very tangled up with each other right now. I'm also looking at knight c4 because that looks like the most natural square, freeing up my bishop and also jumping into the game. Okay, he does play rook g1. Talked about that a minute ago. I like the look of g6. I don't see why I wouldn't play it, but he's also not like directly threatening to take this right now. And I can always play g6 at really any point. So I don't think that I have to do it necessarily instantly. I just need to develop with threats. And I don't like how much this weakens the dark squares at all. I might even maybe want to go h6, g5. And then up here. That actually looks pretty good. If only I did that a move earlier, I think that would have been fine. But not anymore, I think. No, I think I have to go g6 here. Because even if it's weakening, I still have my dark squared bishop. But there's no reason to do that yet. So I think I'm going to want to develop first. Development is key. Where do I want to develop to? Not here. Although then I am clamping down on this square, which I actually like, but that basically kills my bishop. So I think I'm going to go here with the idea of if he attacks me, just going back to b6. And I can play g6 at any moment. There isn't really any time necessity, I think.
Okay, knight c4 now. I mean, maybe there could be some attack over here, so I do need to kind of pay attention. Bishop, queen, knight could be pretty strong. But I want to start with just the immediate threat on the king. Do I have anything? Maybe a check with the knight. If the king goes back, we jump in. If he takes, my pieces are coming in quick. Sack. What's the idea? I don't know. Knight g5. It seems like there's going to be some defensive options for black. I wanted to go here, but now it's defended very nicely. What about bishop h6? Takes, we have a check. Ooh, that's kind of nice. If he goes here, check. Looks like I'm probably winning. If he comes here, seems like I must be probably winning too, although I'd have to calculate a little bit more to do that. What if he just defends though? Like bishop f6. Do I have a follow-up? Maybe take in here. Okay, so that's a move. Maybe bishop g5 is also a move because then I'm attacking this way. If he takes, my knight jumps in. What a position. All right, let's start with this. I could also do this. Just straight away force one of these blocks. Let's say the bishop. Seems pretty good. If the knight... No, I don't really have anything against the knight. Okay. What a wild position. I feel like there's got to be like a really nice move here, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to find it. So, what should I do? What should I do? The knight f6 is a problem, though. Knight f6 is a good defensive move for him. So maybe I go bishop g5 because he doesn't really want to let this happen, and then it gives me options to take that if I need it. Also threatens here. I wish I had like 20 more minutes to calculate this. I think I'm going to go with bishop g5. Basically, I'm clearing out the way for the queen. That's what I'm trying to do. But my instinct tells me like bishop h6 is like really good. But I'm going to do this instead just because I don't see exactly what to do after like knight here.
I did just see a tactic. He can actually go here with his knight because then he takes with check, and then he recaptures my knight with a pretty bad attack and taking a pawn. So hoping he doesn't play that, but obviously if I see it, he sees it too. And I did just realize that I took off the defense of this pawn. So I think that knight c4 was actually a terrible move. It didn't achieve anything, and it lost me a pawn, because again, oh no, it's even worse than that. Here takes, check. This pawn is loose as well. Then again, I don't actually have to take there. This isn't checkers. So, and I probably wouldn't take there, but the problem is I can't give him my dark squared bishop when I have so many dark squared weaknesses. Do I have any sacrifices myself, by the way? Takes, check. No, I have nothing there. I don't know what I was talking about. Okay, I'm liking the fact that opponent is down to 3.5 minutes or 3 minutes 45 seconds, but I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference. I feel like he might be calculating the knight d5 idea, but if he plays knight d5, okay, he wants to do that. Okay, well, obviously I can't take because then he takes with check. I think I have to play g6 first. And then if he wants to capture my bishop, he can be my guest because then I get more activity. So yeah, no way I take here. Not a single chance I take here. I'm going to play g6, stabilizing.
Plays g6, so he's just defending the light squares. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like we should play d5, just try to chip away here and come in this way. Or maybe, I don't know, bring the rook over. I could take, actually. Jump in here. Don't really see the follow-up. Yeah, I think I want to play d5. Maybe we get the rook involved this way. Maybe the knight becomes a target with the queen jumping in. Like, this seems like... it opens up e5. So you got to be careful. Could go here, too. And then think about stuff like this. And, all right. I guess I'm going to do it. Give him that square and maybe jump over here with the queen. Very, very... tough position. Very tough position. Let's go with d5.
We are up 5 minutes, but I do not think that our position... Okay. So he wants me to take and then for him to get in. I think I don't react. I play here, attacking his queen and defending at the same time. The only consideration is that... now that would lead to a discovery attack on my queen. However, I can recapture his if he ever does that. So I think I might be untangling a little bit. And I do like that move.
He does go 95, kind of as expected. And I think I want to go here, but maybe this one is better. I'll go queen f4 only because it looks like maybe it keeps an eye on this knight, which... not sure how much that helps me, but also I could still get to h4 either way. Keeps more defenders here, not that I needed it.
I'm very surprised I've survived this long, even though it's only move 16. But the reason I think I'm playing kind of fast is because I only have like a few moves each time. Like it's very forcing the line. He does that. Yeah, that's a bit scary. Oh, and I'm realizing now that I'm actually in a bit of trouble. No, I can move my bishop and that would defend. And that would defend with a pin, although not really. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought I saw a tactic for a second. What I thought was here move, or here we move somewhere, then I pin his queen to his king, but then I realized he has a million defenders on that square and he can take my bishop anyway. So I think I'm going to just take, because takes defends this. He takes with the knight, but I can just slide my king over down, and that's kind of what I wanted anyway. So I'm going to play this move.
Okay, he just takes that. Okay. I want the tempo gain, so that's why I'm taking with the knight. Also, the knight wasn't doing a whole lot. Now it's more active. Looks like it can come here, so he's probably going to go here. So then we do this though, right?
And he does give the check. But I'm not sure there's a fall. Oh, shoot. I just saw how powerful this square is, and I didn't realize it before. That's very worrying. That's very, very worrying. And I wouldn't have played what I played if I had known that. Obviously, I'm not going to blunder my queen. What I have to be careful of is if I play here, then this pawn is pinned. But then again, I can't let him capture this, and I can't go here because of the check. So I think I have to go here. The tough part of the situation, I mean, obviously the tough part is that I'm completely lost. But the hard part that I'm thinking about right now is that once he plays knight e6, he actually cuts off my defense of the knight.
Then we do this. I think that was a mistake. I think that helps my position quite a bit because I wasn't really sure what to do, but now it seems much more obvious for me. Take this. Maybe we do this. Maybe we do this. Maybe we jump in with the other knight. I don't know. Where does the queen go? B6? Right, and checkmate? I don't like that. I should probably use this opportunity to take this.
And, oh, I forgot that that was a move until just now. Okay, well, I have to move out of the line while still defending my knight, so I'm going to play this. Oh my gosh, after I play this, he has a devious move. He has, and it's crazy to even look at it, but he has this. He has rook d7 after queen c. But I think I have to play it. And by the way, I am threatening this check, winning his queen, but something tells me that my opponent isn't going to fall for that. And also, that's why knight d7 doesn't work. Rook d7. If you're new to my videos, I called pieces by the wrong names so often that it's actually slightly alarming.
Do I have some tactics over here? I know the knights are really good. Okay, that's a tactic. Let's watch out for that. Let's watch out for that one. No, it's covered. I could go queen d4. I could go queen h4. It's not a threat, but it keeps the queen tied down for now, which I like. And I had to do something about that.
So he can't capture this because, again, I win the queen and then he gets a rook, but he doesn't fully promote because I recapture. Okay, who would have known my opponent doesn't fall for that? And now he's just threatening this with a pretty serious attack. I can't capture here because then he has check, or just scary moves. That's how I'll put it. So I have to keep my queen on this diagonal, and sorry, this horizontal. And to do that, wait, do I have this check? No, because I was thinking like I have discoveries and stuff, but I don't. I think I have to take with this because obviously I can't take with the queen because that allows him to get in. So I have to, and I can't allow him to take this pawn. So as crazy as it looks, I guess it doesn't look that crazy, but I think I have to play pawn takes right now. I don't see any tactics for him, but that's because I'm not 20 to almost 2,300.
I guess he's going to take here. What do I do? What do I do? It's actually an annoying pawn because it stops my knight. It's actually really annoying. You could do this. It's probably one of my better chances at this point. I guess I could play rook here, threatening this. That's another move. I don't know. I do not know. Got to make a decision here because I don't want to get down to like 3 seconds, you know? So
I'm very surprised that I've lasted this long, though. To be honest, I thought that I'd lose almost instantly. Okay. Oh, wow, that's a sneaky move. The threat is that this pawn is pinned, so I can't really let that happen. And I can't go here either because then he has this fork. Okay, yeah, my position is collapsing, but I can actually survive for a little bit longer by bringing my knight back because that would defend this pawn. And I need to defend this pawn because if takes, discovery attack on the queen. I mean, on the king, and then he wins my queen. So if I play some stupid move like a6 right now, he sacrifices the rook for taking, putting his or then moving his knight to discovery attack on my king, and then winning my queen. Wow, that's actually crazy. But correct me if I'm wrong. I think that defends that threat. And yeah, for now at least it does. The one thing I mean, there are a lot of things about this I don't like, but one thing I don't like about this is that my queen is no longer in any position to give a check. Next move, if he lets me, I'm going to try to trade the knights, but not yet, because that would blunder checkmate, or at least a devastating attack, because it's not checkers, he doesn't have to recapture, he can just take here instead.
It is increment. We do have the 10 seconds. But he has quite the time advantage. And a pretty solid position. The thing about when the F-pawn is moved forward like this is that, you know, you can defend laterally relatively easily, right? So I'm going to have to figure out a clever way to break through here. And I'm down material, so I don't really want to just trade into an endgame. I want to keep the pieces on and somehow checkmate the king. So this is probably the threat. Now, is it actually a threat? It's hard to say. Oh yeah, it is, because we have that. Okay, so it's a real threat. Question is, on a move like rook b8, do I just do it and ignore this, or do I take time to defend? Okay, he's going to defend this instead. Interesting. I might go queen a4, and then I can use the h-pawn. Get Harry involved. Good old Harry. Good old Harry. So we've got a couple of ideas. This is one of them. This is the other one.
Okay, now he's going after my pawn weaknesses. What's the threat, though? Is there a threat I'm not seeing? I don't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not there. I might even just want to slide my king out of the way, just so that the pawn is no longer pinned. I might want to... I mean, he doesn't have any immediate threats, I think, so... I think I just activate my other rook. Yeah, I think I activate my rook.
Now, this one's not as powerful as it normally is, because he's got an easy defense. But if the knights move away, this is very dangerous configuration. Good move. That's a really good move, because he stops queen b3. That's a fantastic move. Let's go with Harry.
It's taking some defense off of the a7 pawn, but... Oh gosh. Well, that's scary. Can I stop him from pushing here? Yes. I can push here myself, but then his knight is permanently a pain. So instead of that, I could move my own knight back and kind of force a knight trade. I guess it wouldn't be forced, but... now I'm running super low on time. Which knight do I do it with? I think it's got to be this one, because then I open up some ideas. Do I have anything better? Oh, no, that's actually really... No, it's not bad, because I could recapture with the king. If I recaptured with the queen, then he gets in, and I lose. So I think I have to do this to survive.
I mean, I'm kind of running out of tricks, honestly. But he is getting lower on time, so... I'm curious to see if a blunder happens at some point. So I'm kind of just waiting for that moment, you know? Knight g4 would be annoying, potentially, because it blocks the rook. I could sack, but I could also just push Harry. Have to keep an eye out for threats here with the queen, but I could play b3, which looks like kind of keeps me alive. Okay, I think we just keep going and we just trade. I don't think there's a reason to take that.
And he still pushes. Okay, that's actually scarier for me. Obviously, I can't capture this because, you know, he does that. If I take here, he takes here. Now I go... Now I threaten... No, now I threaten, but then he just recaptures this way. But then I recapture this way. Wait. So let's think about this. Here... No. Sorry. Captures, threatens, captures, threatens the queen, and then I have some activity. I think I can't let... Okay, he auto recaptures. That was actually a little bit startling, to be honest. Okay, I need to cut off the line of that his queen has, but he would have this check, but then I actually get a better position for my king anyway, so I think that I'm fine with that. I'm going to play this.
Harry's ready to go. I guess you could push Harry and try to do some sort of a deal like this. But I think it's going to be more valuable to just bust it open for the rooks. Okay, we have check. We have a capture if we need it. I could just go back and allow this. Don't love that. Let me throw in the check because it defends here. So I could take with the queen. And he goes in the corner. No, I don't have any checkmates.
And then if he captures here, which he kind of has to, I think, right? Then I get this. I'm afraid of this check a little bit, actually. But okay, so he does play it. Do I just lose? Which way do I run? I obviously don't run up. Or do I run up? I don't know. Okay, I have a minute left. Okay, wait, I can offer... I can take a queen trade, because if he takes here, then I win this. And here, he can't go there. Yeah, I'm going to offer a queen trade.
Takes. Okay, he blocks with the queen. I need more than 40 seconds for this position. Okay.
And if he takes it, I'm kind of happy, I think. I think he maybe has to take it, because I'm thinking I'm threatening his g5 rook, and that seems like a pretty serious threat. So let's see. Takes. And then he moves a rook over, but then I counteract it with my own. And now it's going to be real-time trouble, so I'm definitely going to blunder a lot here. Whoa, wait. Can I not just take that? What am I blundering if that happens? Should I attack him first? Okay, I don't see it. I don't see it. Doesn't mean it's not there, but I think I'm just going to take.
I don't really want to trade because it's going to be a losing endgame for me. So I think we got to keep these on the board, but this is like... This is... Oh, my rook's hanging. I forgot. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot. I did. Forgot about the rook. That's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal.
And now I'm +6 material-wise. Okay, takes. I mean, I take it with this, right? If I take it with the queen, that actually might be a little bit sturdier, because I'm just thinking he's probably going to bring his rook in. Can't do that. Yeah, I have to take with this. Then he's probably going to bring his rook in, but I defend.
Yeah, okay. How did that happen again? Oh, because it was check. Of course. What can I say? What can I say, guys? I mean, we still have a couple of ideas, but I think we're going to lose this game. I do think we're going to lose this game.
And now I wait, that was a check. Oh shoot. Which way do I run? I mean, I can just... No. He just won a pawn. I just realized that. Yeah, I think I want to go there again. But then he takes here.
I guess we grab a pawn, although it opens up the rooks. Try to get a little tricky if we can.
Crap. I just blundered a knight. No, I didn't, because obviously he has threatening this, but I can just block like this.
Oh, he has queen h7. He has queen h7. Is he going to see it? Okay, he didn't see it. That works too, though. That works too, I guess. Let me go here.
And I'm hesitant to take my rooks off of the same line, but I think I'm fine if I do that. I think I'm going to just reinforce my line. Now I'm down to 20 seconds, and I'm +6 material-wise. If I was against anybody else, I'd be feeling very happy right now.
Let's see if we can find a tricky move. What's a tricky move here, guys? Maybe this?
Okay. He does that. I mean, I could bring my rook up again. I could also bring my king in. I like bringing my king up a bit better.
I think I'm going to go b3 and tuck my king here. Okay, we finally caught a break here.
And then if I can force the rook trade, I think I'm actually... Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no. Wait, I was up a piece. How was it up a piece? Okay, now I go here. That kind of forces the queen trade. Oh, no, it doesn't, because I thought that I could go up here, but I can't. Dang it. Okay, I have to go up here again.
Okay, that's a threat, so I think we should stop that.
Okay. Now I have to bring my knight over somehow.
And I do want to play b3 and get my king here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. The king's going to be pretty safe on b2 here. Okay. Let's go ahead, try to sneak in on the H file.
Is he threatening anything over here? I don't think so. I can actually go like this.
Now it's a super interesting game, though, honestly. Let's do this. I think we have some threats, but so does he. Can't do it right now, though.
Wait, no. Okay, now I might have actually fully lost. Not like I'm on the verge of losing, but like actually. Wait, because he can play here, but then I actually do get some counterplay. Wait, do I have any tactics? I can go here. Okay, I have 5 seconds. I just got to play it.
Okay, wait a second. Hold on, let me think about this. Here seems like the right move, right? Because then we go check. He goes here. Check. Yeah, that's got to be winning, right?
I'm so stressed right now. And by the way, I'm threatening to win his knight, so he has to take this pretty seriously. Okay. Oh no, he goes there. Oh crap.
What a game. What a crazy game. Man, I should have lost. I should have lost this game. All right, let's just double check. Here we go. Only move. I could go there, actually.
Then I have some crazy passing pawns. This might be actually pretty good for me. Okay, I have to go here, right?
Let's see, king here. If he goes here, it's over. I just take this. So here, he does go that way. So yeah, now we just grab this. Question is which way? I think with the rook. We could also take with the queen, actually. If we take with the queen, we could come over here. If we take with the rook, we could trade, but I still have to deal with the 2 pawns. So I'd like to do something a little bit better. So maybe I will take with the queen, because I like the look of that.
Oh no, he can take here. Dang it! I had to go here. I had to go here. Yeah, because now he just wins my knight. Dang it. I thought I had some winning chances for a second until that moment. Yeah, he takes there. Now I just go up. And now he's... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh, wait. Is that just mate in like 1 or 2 moves? I think it is.
Okay. Is that... It's not checkmate, but it leads to a queen. Leads to a queen.
Yeah, I think it's just mate. Oh no, I blundered my queen. Oh gosh. Okay, well, I had a good run. Okay. You know what? After I'll recapture and then I'll resign in a few moves. You know what? Let's try pushing these pawns a little bit.
Whew. We can attack the rook, we can win the rook. This takes a while. Stops that.
Because, you know, I do have 2 strong passers. So playing this on isn't totally insane. Except, yeah, he gives a check. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's definitely over. Okay, okay, fair enough. I'll resign that. I'll resign that. Wow, GG though. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Okay.
I guess I could have just played there. Okay. Man, what a crazy game. GG is right. Wow, totally should have lost that, guys. All right, we're going to go talk about the post-game analysis. So make sure you go check out his channel. He's going to have that video over there. Big thank you to Phambu for playing me, and hope you guys enjoyed that. That was intense. All right, I'll see you next time. Stay sharp, play smart, and take care.